Hello, welcome to my platform. This is Sichamba Jacob. All right, so we've got this question right here. They're saying find the coordinates of A, B, and C. A is right here, B is over here, and C is right here. So here, for us to answer question A, we need to understand what we call Y and X intercept. Y and X intercept. Okay. So for Y and X intercept, it means where the graph is cutting the X axis and Y axis. So here, this is X intercept. Here where it's passing, it's the X intercept, and this is the Y intercept. So let's start with the point B. So we want to understand or to know the coordinates at point B. We are going to use what we call Y intercept, okay? So at this point on y-intercept, we shall say let x be equal to 0. So where the graph is passing or cutting the x-axis, the y-axis, it will be opposite. The x will be 0 at this point. So it will look like this. X is 0, comma, y, we don't know. It's what we are looking for. And we know that for the coordinates, it's supposed to be like this, x, comma, y. We know that it's x, comma, y. But at this point, x will always be 0, where, let me write it properly. So at whichever point the graph is cutting the y-axis, the x-axis will always be 0. The y-axis is what we need to calculate. So we've said let x be equal to 0. So what it means here, it means we shall get this graph, okay, which is y is equal to 3 minus 2x minus x power 2. So when we get this graph, we shall substitute this x, we put it where x is here, the 0, we put it where x is. We are solving for y. So we shall have 3 minus 2, 0 here, minus 0 power 2, of which when we do our calculations nicely, this will just give us a 3, because this is 2 times this 0, it will be a 0. So minus 0 minus 0, it will just be a 0, meaning the y axis is what? Is a 3. So to write the coordinates, remember we said coordinates are written in this form, okay? There is x-axis, comma, y-axis. So in this case, our x-axis will be a 0, okay? And our y-axis will be a 3. So meaning the coordinates we are looking for is or are 0 and 3. So it will be 0, comma, 3 right here. This is how it's done, okay? So let's go to question, the coordinates at A and C. A and C. So for the coordinates at A and C, this is x-intercept, meaning the y-axis here will be equal to 0. Will be equal to 0. So we shall say let y be equal to a 0. This is the same as x we don't know, but y we know. Here, the x-axis we don't know, y we know it's a 0. Okay, you see, like it was here. So it's now opposite. So we shall get the given equation there. Y is equal to 3 minus 2x minus x squared. So now we shall substitute this 0 here. So it will look like this. So if you are following nicely, this is a quadratic equation. We now solve the quadratic equation. So solving the quadratic equation, we can even write it in standard form. It will look like this. This is the standard form, okay? So I've just made this cross this side, this one here, equal to 0. This and this are just the same, okay? So now to solve the quadratic equation, you can solve it in many ways. If you want, you put the brackets like this, okay? And then you look at the letter which is here. What letter is this? It's X. So write it here and write it here. Okay. And then you start thinking about two numbers such that when you multiply them, they give you -3. And when you add them, they give you a 2. So those numbers will be a 3 and a -1. Look, when we say 3 times -1, it's -3. 3 plus -1, it will be +2. Okay. So we can write them inside here. One here, another one will be right here. Okay. So when you write those numbers, you now equate. You say x plus 3 is equal to 0, or x minus 1 will be equal to a 0. So when you solve this side, this will give us x be equal to -3. When you group the like terms, or x will be equal to a 1. Okay, so we know the y value is a 0, x value is a -3 and a 1. So what we're going to do here, we are going to pick between these two. Which one do you think can be this side where a is? It's -3, because this is the negative side and this is the positive side. So we shall write a -3 here and a 1 here. So this is how you get to find the coordinates. Okay, so we found the coordinates. We now go to question B. Question B, they are saying find the turning point. So the turning point will still rely on this. So y is equal to 3 minus 2x minus x power a 2. So from this point, we shall say x is equal to, okay? But before we calculate, let me show you where the turning point will be. It will be right here, where the graph is turning here. We need to find the x and the y axis. So for the x axis, we use this formula, -b over 2a. This is a formula we use. So now when we look at this, where is our b? This is our a, where power 2 is, and this is our b, and this is our c. I guess you know how to deal with quadratic equations. Where there is a power 2, it's a. Where there is just a letter and a number, it's what? It's a b. Where there's just a number, which is a constant, it's our c. So we only need a and b. So we shall say b is what? It's -2. Okay? Remember to put it inside the brackets because it has got a negative sign. And this, you can see, this is what we have here. Over a 2, what is our a? It's also a -1. There is a 1 here. There is a -1. There is a number here, -1. So our a is a -1. Okay? And when we work out, we are getting a 2 over -2 when we multiply. Negative and negative is giving us a positive. This and this is giving us this. So our answer here will be equal to -1. Meaning the x-axis here, it's a -1. Okay? Now, what about the y-axis? So since we found the x-axis, for the y-axis, we just get this same equation here, and then we say y is equal to 3 minus a 2. The x, we found our x to be equal to -1. We write it there, we write it there, and the power 2. We solve this. This is what we're getting. This -1 squared, remember to put it inside the brackets. It will be +1. +1 times negative, it's -1. This negative and negative will give us a positive. 1 times 2, it's a 2. And then from this stage, we can say this plus this, it's a 5, minus 1. And our y value will be equal to a 4. Meaning the value of y here is a 4. So the coordinates of the turning point, it's a -1, 4. Thank you so much for watching. To the people who would like to join our online classes, Remember, we offer tuitions. We help out people in mathematics, science, English, biology. Let me just say all the subjects. We offer online tuitions in all the subjects. So if you want to be part of our classes, the number that you can get in touch with us is 0969 17 57 01. Okay, plus 26096 17 57 01. We'll be able to advise on how you can join our online classes. If you call or WhatsApp, we'll give you feedback. Thank you so much, and bye bye.